how much of our Judaism is really for us, the Jewish people, our own particularistic covenant with God, just us and God, and how much of our Judaism is really supposed to be spread to the rest of the world. I'm asking this question because in this week's Parsha, God commands Abraham to circumcise himself. Abraham seems to, according to the Midrash, according to our rabbinic tradition, he starts asking people's advice. He consults Enor, Eshkol, and Mamre, three intellectuals of his time, and Mamre is the one who gives him advice to go forward with the Milah, with the circumcision. And that's why this week's Parsha says, Vayera Hashem elav be'elonei Mamre, and God appeared to Abraham in the plains of Mamre. Now, it answers that question as to why Mamre's name gets mentioned, but it raises a bigger question. What is Abraham, who is referred to as the knight of faith, who unflinchingly later on takes his beloved Isaac upon the altar? What is he doing asking for advice as to whether he should fulfill God's command? God says jump, Avram jumps. And here he's asking for advice. So the great Sukkotchover Rabbi, great Hasidic master, suggested the following. It's not that Abraham was lacking faith, it's that he was a little confused. You see, in last week's Torah reading, God changed Avram's name. His name was Abram, and he goes to Abraham. Why? Ki av hamon goyim nesaticha, the Torah says. God changed his name to denote that he was now going to be the universal spiritual leader, not just of his own little country, Aram Naharayim, where he was from, his own people, but Av L'chol Ha'olam. He was supposed to be the spiritual father of all of humanity, spreading monotheism, Judaism to everyone. So Avram is confused. He was told to make a bris, a circumcision, a covenant just between God and the Jewish people, very particularistic. But then his name was changed last week to denote just the opposite. Which is it? Are we supposed to be just for our people or the whole world? And I believe that the answer is the whole world, except the only way you can be a light onto the nations, the only way we can be the spiritual leaders of the world. And it's not about lording over the people, it's about influencing and inspiring other people. The only way we can do that is if we have something unique to bring to the table. We're supposed to illuminate the world, to be an Or Lagiyom, great, a light amongst the nations. What are we shining? What light are we using? That light, of course, is the Torah. And we can only know the Torah if we steep ourselves in a particularistic, exclusive relationship with our Creator, with God. Only if we immerse ourselves in a life of Torah and mitzvot can we even pretend to have something unique and special to offer the rest of humanity. And that's why it's so ironic sometimes that sometimes our individuals are trying to share Judaism with the rest of the world, know so little about their Judaism. And sometimes those of us who know perhaps more about our Judaism are the ones that are keeping it a little too much to ourselves. We need to get that balance. We need to be steeped in Torah and Judaism, and but not leave it with ourselves. Share it to the rest of the world. This is a very important answer, I think, to the original question: to what kind of relationship do we have with God? Is it a particularistic one just for the Jews? Is it universal? And I believe the answer is universal, but in order to be successful, to have something to bring, to have a light to shine, we need to first enter into a bris, into a covenant, beini ubeinecha, as God says, between me and your descendants. Once we have that special, unique relationship with God, we can then share it with the rest of humanity. Shabbat Shalom.